it's Christine with Moonshine Safari and
Anthony with MoonshineSafari.
Woo!
Yeehaw.
So we are up to chapter 21 on Outlander and the actual book. And just as a reminder, we have spoilers. And if you don't want to be spoiled, you shouldn't listen. You do want to be spoiled, so you should listen.
Get spoiled.
And we have a dog walking around in the background, so you might hear some
More than one.
clinking. Last time, we actually covered episode 8 of the show, because I'm trying to go back and forth and cover the episodes when they show up between chapters. So actually, episode 8 went into a little bit of chapter 21, and so we're going to be chapter 21, Outlander, the original book. So,
Get confused.
See if I can say that any more confusing. Okay, end of the last chapter. Claire is pulled out of the creek near the Standing Stones by the Dragoons. And of course, she is now, when the chapter opens, she's looking around in an office and just making herself busy because she is in the office of BlackJack Randall in Wentworth Prison. Yay! He isn't there yet, but she's kind of waiting for him, and she's just fooling around with his quill and all that crap.
Is she looking for dates? You know what she's looking for in there?
She's trolling for more husbands. She says it's a nice office. She is kind of snooping around and killing time. And, curiosity much. It's like, I don't think I would be looking around in somebody's office. But at the same time, if you're nervous, okay, she doesn't like him. She already knows she doesn't like him.
If I'm nervous, I'm sitting still, probably on my hands.
That's true. That's
not
what I'm
walking
thinking.
around looking at people's
looking
crap.
at stuff. But
Yeah, I'm
okay.
not doing that.
So BlackJack comes in and he sits across from her and he's got a writing crop. He's very clever. He just, dry jokes in his speech, but not the kind that make you comfortable, the kind that make you know he's really super mean. She thinks he isn't allowed to flog women, so she's like, oh, so we're going to try this now. And he, said it's an interesting idea, blah, blah, blah. They just have some little banter back and forth while they're kind of getting used to each other. It's very much a cat and mouse game with him. So he brings her some wine. He tells her, congratulations on your wedding, because obviously at this point, all he knows is that Dougal has said that she is now a Scot because she married a Scot. He does not yet know who she's married to.
Nope, he's about to.
He's been a... Too bad, though, not going to really tell your people you're here, because she said, well, my new family is going to be really glad to hear that you are congratulating us. He goes, oh, they're probably not going to hear. There's no way for them to know that you're actually here, so I don't plan to inform them. He doesn't think that the men, and she also actually doesn't think that the men can know she's there. How would they know? She was by herself. She got captured. How would they know that she was at Wentworth Prison? BlackJack wonders why the Mackenzies even care about her. So BlackJack is wondering why the Mackenzies even care about her. He thinks that she is being directed by someone. He calls it an employer. Thinks maybe she's a French spy. We're back to the whole spy thing. She's just staying quiet because she doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know what to do. She makes a joke that his brand of torture is by making her have to pee because he gave her this wine and all this stuff. And so he lets her go use a chamber pot, and she's trying to think what she needs to do when she's kind of has a minute of privacy, and she's kind of remembering Frank Who because he's laughing and whatever. So he's sort of staring at her like he's a predator and like she is the prey, which she is at this point. But he's not sure what to do with her, so he might send her to a prison. It's like Tollbrook. I'll get a picture of it. It's like an actual historical prison, very well known in Edinburgh, Scotland. So it's famously scary. She decides to try this ploy because when she was remembering Frank Who and the Reverend back in Scotland in 1945, they were talking about BlackJack possibly having a protector. And again, this kind of goes along with the show where they think maybe it was the Duke of Sandringham because somebody was protecting him. He did a lot of bad stuff and didn't always get in trouble for it. In fact, didn't ever get in trouble. She kind of tries to use it. It's definitely a plot point. It's going to carry forward for a while.
Somebody who has the same proclivities as him.
Proclivities and also money backing him up that he can do that with.
We have someone practicing drums here. Don't pay no attention to it.
Don't pay it no mind. Anyway, so he takes out a rope and a knife, and he doesn't fall for it as much as he does in the show, kind of different than the book, but he starts cutting her kind of laces. He's starting to basically make it clear that something's
gonna happen.
Something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So she's up against a desk. She's partially naked. She knows she's in trouble, and he's getting very assaulty. Okay, because he's like that. He's
getting rapey. Can't say that word. Grapey.
There you go.
That'll get your band off of it. Yeah.
So she's sort of starting to scream a little bit, and she realizes that he likes it. He says, "Don't worry, scream all you want. Nobody's going to interrupt." And she gets sassy, and she's like, "Oh, got it." So she kind of starts to try to be quiet, and he doesn't perform as well if she's not scared and
he likes
screaming.
the control.
He likes the violence. He's basically a sadist.
It's the violence.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it also bothers her because, again, he looks like Frank Who. So she figures out that he won't like it, and she knows that he's a freak. So it's getting worse, and he's pushing her harder, as far as he's starting to be, it's getting more violent, I should say it that way. He's getting more violent, and out of the corner of their eye, in the window, she sees Jamie.
Dun, dun, dun!
Jamie to the rescue.
Jamie climbed the wall.
He did.
And opened the window.
And it's very much the same as in the book in the show, I should say, where he says, "I'll thank you to take your hands off my wife." And he's pointing a musket at her. And it's, like I said, it's perfect. That's kind of word for word. I almost said Frank. But BlackJack is shocked. He didn't know that she married Jamie. He's so surprised. He actually thought that after he flogged him the last time, Jamie would have had to have died because he was that close to death when he got taken out of the prison. Jamie's pointing a gun. And at the same time, BlackJack has a knife to Claire's throat. He says, "You better put down the gun or I'm going to slit her throat." Jamie puts down the gun. BlackJack picks it up. And at the same time, basically they switch weapons at the same time. Well, what we don't know is that Jamie had already fired the gun. It was empty. There was nothing left. And he was just using it as some kind of leverage.
He was bluffing.
Because he needed something. And BlackJack then pulls the trigger on the empty gun, and that's how we know. So Jamie knocks him out. He grabs Claire.
He should have
ended it. He really should have killed
right there.
Then there's so much that wouldn't have happened.
I know. I'm not saying it from an author's perspective or from the continuing of a long story and all of the antagonists and protagonists, but what I'm saying is that from a practical standpoint, that would have ended so much.
It would have been so much better.
So much better.
Correct.
Anyway, yes.
Well, and Claire says, "I can't believe you came in here with an empty gun." And he said, "Well, if I had had anything in the gun, I would have shot him."
Right.
It's like, hello. So they got to run. There are some diversions. Clearly, all the men have come to help Jamie get Claire out of this prison. They climb down, and the wall. They actually have to shimmy down the walls and stuff like that to get out of there. Time to head for another clan territory that's closer. I forget what the name of the clan is. It's not one of the ones that's so prominent for me. But she's asking how Jamie found her since she had been alone. And he said, well, he decided that she shouldn't be alone. He sent someone to double back, and they saw her being taken by the redcoats. And otherwise they wouldn't have known where she went. They wouldn't know what happened to her. So
she'd have went through the stone.
Well, and she said,
then where would she have ended up?
Well, hopefully 1945.
Well, it depends on who she was thinking about.
That's true.
Frank Who? She'd end up right back where she was.
She goes through for nothing. She comes back to the same place.
You wasted a stone for that? If you play video games, it happens all the time. Anyway.
She said, well, how did you know that I wasn't going with them on purpose, that maybe you thought I really was a spy? And he goes, well, they could tell you weren't real happy when they were taking you, so we were pretty convinced. But Dougal still wasn't convinced. He still thinks that maybe she's up to something. He doesn't know what it is. Jamie's mad.
Anyway.
Because he said Jamie's mad because he said he told her to stay where she was at. It was for safety. And that she didn't do it. And that she doesn't take him seriously with the whole safety thing. And he's like really angry with her.
He should be.
Well, no, right? Everybody got put in danger for this.
Bad things almost happened to her again.
Correct. She doesn't listen. So basically he said, they get into this big argument. They're kind of back and forth. And she's like, I'm sorry. I know I should have stayed. I should have stayed, whatever. And Jamie says, he went there. He went to this place that he hates because he got flogged to within an inch of his life. And he went there anyway, knowing that she was there because he had to get her out. And then he barges into this room and she's about to get assaulted by BlackJack, and so he's just angry, and they make up-ish, like they kind of both say, okay, we're gonna move past this, and then that's where the chapter ends, and then we will move into the post-argument fun that they get to have later, so stay tuned.
That's always.
Check out MoonshineSafari for all of our past episodes, and we are also reviewing Blood of My Blood. We have done the first episode, hi baby, and we're getting ready to post the second episode. So check that out. We're reviewing Blood of My Blood as if you know everything from all the books and the shows, because that's the only way to do that. Anyway, also we have a cool Cryptid Club thing going on. Seriously, check out MoonshineSafari.com. And we appreciate everybody listening and following on. Let us know if we're missing anything.
We do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
MoonshineSafari.com.
Thanks. Bye.